Now, you know about Kate Cox, how old is she? 31-year-old woman who the most personal part of her life has been ripped to pieces and exposed to the world thanks to the filth, the bastards, the Nazis who run Texas, especially the indicted criminal Ken Paxton. This fucker was indicted on charges 8 years ago, and he's the attorney general? They tried to impeach him. The Christian devils in Texas even tried to get rid of him. He was a bit much for them and couldn't succeed. The Texas Supreme Court, 5 white men, said to Kate Cox, fuck you, honey. You're going to have this dead fetus. You're going to have this precious gift from Jesus H. Christ, even though it's going to die 40 seconds after it sticks his head out of you. God, these people, to the point where Kate Cox, knowing what was going on inside of her body, had to leave the state of Texas to secure the abortion that she had to have. Now, under Texas law, the reason she had to leave the state, under Texas law, anyone who helped her leave the state. Now, understand this. Anyone who helped her leave the state of Texas to get an abortion could also face legal risk. Where the fuck do we live? This is what the Christian fascists have done. They love Vladimir Putin. They love every single dictator. Their whole goddamn filthy religion is based on dictatorial, top-down power. Do what I tell you. Do what my priests tell you when they're not screwing your children. Do what I tell you, or you are going to burn in hell forever. Jesus, why do people believe this? So the Texas legislature, governor's office, the entire administrative body of the state of Texas is run by these Christian demons now. They have the power. Now, a state district court in Texas, the judge in that court, a woman, granted her request last week to bypass this Nazi-like Christian devil law in Texas to get the abortion her body absolutely needs. And then the Texas Supreme Court ruled against her Monday of this week, overturning that order. Now, Texas has 2 primary laws restricting abortion, according to what I've managed to research here. One makes it a felony to perform an abortion from the moment of fertilization. Now, my question is right there, how in the fucking hell do these Christian devils know when is the moment of fertilization? That's pretty explicit, right? The exact second. You know, the male partner in this act of sexual intercourse ejaculates into the woman, and the little egg is just sitting there going, come on, fellas, come on, hurry, not you, no, you go away, no, you, come here. How do these Christian devils know when is the moment of fertilization? Well, come on, for fuck's sake. Of course they don't. But from their exalted Christian position, they will tell any woman that they do know. Well, as soon as the man pulls it out of you, honey, that's when the moment of fertilization. So if you get in bed with some guy and, you know, he ejaculates and it happens to go into your place, that is when you are no longer able to get an abortion. Well, but Your Honor, sir, dear Jesus, ruler, judge, prior to that moment, there is no, I mean, you're saying I can get an abortion before there's fertilization? What the fuck does that mean, Your Honor, judge, whatever Christian devil you represent? This is how crazy it is. Oh, the moment of fertilization, except for situations in which doctors, using what the Texas law calls, quote, reasonable medical judgment, end quote, unless those doctors deem the procedure medically necessary to save the life of a pregnant woman or prevent, quote, substantial impairment of a major bodily function, end quote, which would be like what? What major bodily function, you bastards? Urinating? To save the life of a pregnant woman. That is what the issue was with Kate Cox. And once again, they never fail. They never fail. Never. The Christians displayed for the world to see, anyone who's paying attention, their utter and absolute hypocrisy. The lies and the bullshit that is at the core of this twisted mindset that they call religion. Well, of course, the law says that, but, well, we don't mean it. The other law was enacted in September of 2021, before the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade. And that law, and this is the one that was absolutely 1984-ish. I mean, way beyond communism and fascism. And that law authorized private citizens to file a lawsuit against anyone who the filer of the lawsuit thought was providing or abetting an abortion after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. Now, how in the fuck would the average person on the street, what are they going to do? Walk up to a woman, just any woman. At 6 weeks, you can't tell shit. The woman who's pregnant doesn't know it. So what are these vigilantes, these 1984 thought police bastards going to do? Walk up to any woman on the street. Are you pregnant? I think you're pregnant. I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. This is what they've done in Texas. Do you understand that? Vigilanteism. Private citizens given the authority now, the legal authority, to say to a woman, any woman, I think you're pregnant, and if you don't carry that little shit to term, well, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. I'll have your house, your car, your professional career, bitch. So since travel assistance, now what does that mean? Well, if I would have gone to Texas and said to Kate Cox, hey, jump in my car, I'll take you to a state where you can get an abortion. That's travel assistance. That person could be charged with abetting an abortion. And several legal experts questioned by various news agencies about this said that Kate Cox's husband or any friend or any family member who helped her leave Texas, the prison, the Christian psycho ward, may still be vulnerable to lawsuits. And that includes Kate Cox's lawyers, who, by the way, did not disclose her location or give details about who, if anyone, helped her seek an out-of-state abortion. A criminal law attorney in El Paso, Texas said, quote, anybody with knowledge who's actively participating to help the pregnant person achieve an abortion, driving them to the other state, flying with them to hold their hand, being there step by step with the person wanting the abortion, that individual or those individuals would be at criminal risk. Can you comprehend that? Thought police. And beyond. This is what the Christian devils have been working towards since the leaders of early Christianity decided, well, there's got to be something where we can hold these people because we're all Jews. And, you know, this new branch Judaism from this rabbi in Nazareth, well, we got to have something to hold these ignorant savages, these goat herders and sheep herders. We've got to have something to hold them in thrall. What are we going to use? Well, we can't use rewards. That's been tried. I'll tell you what, let's use the punishment of eternal pain. That's it. We'll come up with something called the lake of fire. We'll go way beyond what the Romans and the Greeks and the Assyrians and all these other crazy fuckers with their religions. We'll go beyond what the cave people decided. If you go outside your cave at night, a saber-toothed tiger will rip your ass to pieces. No. Let's have something better than that. I know. A lake of fire. Eternal. Eternal pain. Yeah. Anyone with knowledge who's actively participating to help a pregnant person achieve an abortion in any manner is subject to Texas felony law, thanks to these Christian devils. Now, citizens who sue under that Texas law are eligible to receive at least $10,000 in damages. Oh, glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And that attorney that I quoted just a second ago, the criminal law attorney in El Paso, he said, quote, "This is such a high-profile case that it will probably attract people who are interested in filing these lawsuits." Plural. Oh, I'm sure there will be a long line of Antichrist worshipers who are going to probably already have filed lawsuits against this woman, against Kate Cox, against which she has to defend herself unless she wants to leave the state of Texas permanently. Family there, Kate? Friends? Job? Your husband? All of that? Doesn't mean shit to followers of the Antichrist, the ones who call themselves Christian. Means nothing. Now, the Center for Reproductive Rights, whose attorneys have been representing Kate Cox, said that this law is not a concern in her case because it only applies to abortions within the state of Texas, not those obtained in other states. Well, now wait just a second. According to a criminal law attorney in El Paso, anybody with knowledge that the pregnant person is leaving the state to achieve an abortion, and you know people who are driving the car or flying the airplane, is the pilot of the Delta jet with 186 people on board, is he or she going to be responsible? Well, of course. He took her out of the state. She boarded the plane at Dallas-Fort Worth and then flew to a different state. That pilot is guilty. Guilty! This is how insane these Christian devils have made the corrupt system of law in Texas. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.